We are live. What's going on, everybody? Liam Murphy here, going to be making some underdog pick'em slips for the weekend, some spicy ones, and getting some playoff drafts. Let's get it, gang. Welcome. If you have not already, make sure to join the Discord in the YouTube description below, like the video, and subscribe to my channel. We are nearly at 3,500 subscribers. Today, I'm going to be making, as I said, a quick pick'em slip and do some drafts. Pretty quick video today. And yeah, we'll talk about the news real quick. Alex asks, kicking us off here, wondering your thoughts on Mark Andrews' possibility coming back and if it makes likely obsolete in playoff best ball. Well, my thought there is twofold. One, to my understanding, Mark Andrews had a similar injury to what Tony Pollard had. Now, maybe he had a way less intense injury than Tony, but seeing how long it took Tony to return to any semblance of himself, that makes me not optimistic that Mark Andrews will contribute in any way. He was activated off IR today, but that is just a procedural thing to me, right? So they're leaving the window open for him to return, and therefore he needs to practice. My guess is they're going to see how he responds in practice. I personally think the path to Andrews is very thin. A, the Ravens need to win one game, maybe two games to get to the Super Bowl. B, he needs to be able to be a contributor. And even if he does return for the championship game or the Super Bowl, if they make it, I still think Likely would play quite a bit. I think the Ravens are realizing what they have with Likely. He's been playing well, right? So I really doubt Andrews off of injury is better than Likely if he is even able to play. I asked several Twitter doctors, how does Mark Andrews' injury compare to Tony Pollard? I got no responses. Why is that? Because they don't know, right? And they don't want to say something that they're not sure of. So I really doubt that he's a contributing factor in any way. I personally will be full fading him in any playoff contest going forward. I did draft a little bit of him, but yeah, I don't think he's a great click. Yeah, I don't think I personally, there's been a lot of talk about weather. You usually get a lot of fantasy football guys, which, I am a fantasy football guy. I'm also a football guy. And, there's been talks about, do the games need to get moved? Is it even okay to play in such cold weather conditions? I personally like the weather games, right? I think it can lead to some legendary, memorable games. Would I want to play in them? Absolutely not. 0% would I want to play in these conditions. But you have to think that these teams have the best science behind them. They have ways to keep these players warm and fine, The Kansas City game, that game's not getting moved. Miami already traveled. It's just cold. And the Buffalo game, there is like a very small chance the game gets moved, but it would likely require the government or the governor of New York to step in and be like, you're not allowed to play this game. Yes, it may not be that safe for fans to travel to the game. Buffalo's played in worse conditions, being honest, right? And, you know, if your team, I also think the weather adds an interesting strategy wrinkle, right? It could be argued that the past version of the Bills really did not optimize for their potential home games in the playoffs, that is, right? They're a team that could pass. They were not a team that could run as well in the past. And then they got some bad weather games at home hurting them. So I've been a proponent of the dome for that reason, but this version of the Bills have adapted. They got a great O line to run, and they have a strong running game. So, and I think the Bills learned something in that game versus the Patriots 2 years ago, where it was like insane levels of wind. They opened that game very conservative and just running the rock. And then towards the end, they were like, wait, holy shit. Josh is the only quarterback that could be a quarterback in this weather, right? So being able to, when you have a strong arm, you can still pass. So yeah, even with the intense wind, the intense snow, I think it's going to be, I think yeah, we're probably going to see some more QB runs from Josh. We're going to see some more runs in general, but Josh can still hit play action in that weather. Can Mason Rudolph? Probably not. I've also seen there's a lot of like clickbait accounts on Twitter that will report the most extreme conditions, or they will report the conditions that are not even on the game day. So they'll like, there's a lot of Twitter accounts out there that are reporting the conditions for Buffalo on Saturday, where the weather is supposed to be more intense. That's like, come on now. This is Roto Grinders and Kevin Roth, a meteorologist, so we can trust his takes on weather. It's personally who I look at. I would not be factoring weather in too much. I also think it's incredibly likely no game is moved at all. Literally, the Buffalo Bill, the Bills do this every year in the snow, but literally, the Buffalo Bills Twitter account put a tweet out saying, "Hey, if you want to shovel the stadium," like they hire guys for minimum wage to shovel the stadium, and people always do it. Yeah, I mean, like the extreme fog games, the extreme snow games, like these are games you watch on like NFL, whatever, like years later, and you're like, damn, remember that game? Um, do I think the weather could help the Steelers a little bit? Yeah, of course. The Steelers are not a good passing offense. They're going to try to run the rock, but they're just not a good enough team, anyways. So, running over the weather again, Cleveland at Houston indoors, nothing to worry about. Same with Dallas, same with Detroit's game. I'm in the Tampa area. It is like 80 degrees today. So, no weather concerns in Philly. It's been getting, it gets like cold at night, 50s. Miami at Kansas City, absolutely frigid. Actual temp should be around 0 degrees at kickoff. Now, if you don't live in a cold weather place, I grew up in New Hampshire, the weather is not the big deal. It's usually the wind chill. The wind chill is what gets you, if not below 0, and dropping well below 0 as the game goes on. A 10 to 15 mile per hour wind with gusts around 25 miles per hour will put feels like temperature around 20 to 30 degrees below 0. I'm going to say right now, I played Pop Warner. Didn't play it well or anything, but I played in weather like this as a child in New Hampshire. Temperature generally isn't a big concern to the game, but extreme cold is impactful, especially when adding in some wind to go along with it. And this is the definition of extreme cold. So, I mean, look, do we think Miami's a cold weather team? No, we do not. Pitt at Buffalo, red. I almost never see the red tag, and you guys can't see this because of my is a Oh shit! It removed me speaking when I removed myself. So apologies. Um, but yeah, you almost never see the red tag, which Pitt at Buffalo is getting right now. Cold, windy, and increasingly likely to be snowy as well. Temps will be in the 20s, with sustained winds around 20 and gusts around 35 miles per hour or higher. Low 40s question mark, right? And what the clickbait accounts are doing is they're reporting on the 65-mile-per-hour winds. That's going to happen Saturday night. Snow looks likely to be a major issue pregame and in-game as well. And depending on exactly where our lake effect snow band sets up, we could see inches of snow before and during the game. Shout out New Hampshire, 603. So yeah, I mean, look, Pitt, Buffalo, they're both used to playing in cold. I will say that Buffalo Stadium is an incredibly unique stadium with the lake effect wind, and it's just kicking field goals. No, you don't want any kickers in this game. Oftentimes the wind on the bottom of the stadium feels way different than the wind at the top of the stadium. And you can tell that by the field goal flags. It's just whipping a different way. So it's an incredibly difficult place to kick in the wind. It's very likely that only one side of the field players are going to, the quarterbacks are going to be able to pass on effectively. I don't think Pitt is going to attempt a deep pass this game. Like, literally, they might not do that. However, if the defense starts playing up, right? If the defense starts dropping safeties in the box, if whatever, I could for sure see Buffalo take some deep action shots. I could see, I mean, I don't even know what Mason Rudolph's arm can do. Like, can he even take a shot? I don't know. Yeah, this is fun, Jack. If I had a crew of dudes, especially like when I was in college or high school, getting a crew of buddies together, $25 an hour, get your beer money after. I think you usually get a ticket too. Sometimes they give you a ticket to the game because look, the like tickets to the Kansas City game right now are like $30, something crazy. Yeah, no, I agree that like I think Miami could be fine in the weather, right? You throw the ball to Tyreek, you give Achane the ball, and you try to make these defenders catch him. That could be tough. Look, Ron, I know you're a Steelers fan, but they call him Duck Rogers for a reason. Throws up ducks. Hate to trigger the Steelers fans. Anyways, real quick, I want to make a pick'em slip. We're gonna just do one slip here. We're just gonna do strictly spicy. Just do a $10 spicy one for 100x. Hope that we can turn $10 into 1,000. Favorite spicy on Cleveland is Njoku, so let's get him in there. Let's see what they got in Houston. They're not giving us any spicies on a touchdown. Otherwise, I would take it on Singletary. Now, I don't know the status of Denzel Ward. Denzel Ward is the Browns' corner, and he got hurt at practice. Mary Kay Cabot is like, she's more of like a Browns talking head. Like she'll always report rose-colored things for the Browns. But she said a good sign from the Browns. Denzel Ward, who injured his knee Thursday in practice and is questionable for the Texans game. And I guess she's just retweeting Denzel Ward himself tweeted a photo of himself or video doing this. So who knows what that means? But anyways, the Browns did not have Denzel Ward. That makes me, more interested in Nico. especially. Um, you're tempting. So let's throw Nico in there too for now. Let's get a spicy on Achan. We might remove some of these, by the way. I think Rasheed is attempting spicy. Man, I mean, it should be spicy just taking the over on Hardman receiving yards. Justin Watson, 2.5x spicy. That's tempting. Let's see what we're getting here. I don't think the Najee Harris spicy is the worst in the world, nor is the Jalen Warren one. You have to figure they're going to get a ton of work. The Bills spicies. Let's throw Diggs in there this time. We might remove some of these ones here. Just a straight up touchdown, yes or no, on Jones. A little surprising. I like the spicy on Jaden Reed more. Don't mind the spicy on Ferguson. Don't mind the spicy on Demarcus Robinson. Yeah, I like that one a lot. Okay, so this puts us at 100x. Now, let's move Nico and let's just take an over. And we're almost at 100x there. So we do, if we just take any over, we go to 93x. So I think we'll just do that. We won't get the full 100x, but we know we're not going, 100x is the cap. So you don't want to have a slip where it's 110x, but you're only getting paid 100x, So let's just take our favorite over. Yeah, let's just take a Josh touchdown. Josh will run one in. So that puts us $10. We're going to make it $11 to get north of 1,000. So if you want to tail this, put it in there. We got Njoku touchdown, Achane touchdown, Diggs touchdown, Demarcus Robinson touchdown. Quite like that one. And Josh touchdown. Not a spicy there. Okay. That's enough of our pick'ems. Let's get some drafts. This is going to be a short video, by the way. I got to meet with some. Yeah, I like the Kincaid one too, Jack. But I got to meet with some of me, Ron, Jacob Sanderson. Got to get together for our FFPC ones. Me and Tolan as well. So got some stuff to do tonight. Got to do some work on the FFPC contest because I'm going to put some bullets in there. I'm also playing a chess tournament in the morning before the game. It'll be done by the time there's kickoff there. And so what's weird about the FFPC challenge this year is we may not have the news on AJ Brown. We may not have the news on Sam Laporta. We may not even have the news on Jalen Hurts. So, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Adam. Mostert definitely feels more of their grinder, but Achane is just electric. Seems annoying to tackle in the cold, but at the same time, I don't know, maybe Achane just gets crippled by a tackle in the cold, literally just shatters apart. Well, Jack asked about Eagles ownership in the FFPC. I don't know, man. I could see AJ Brown could come in at historically low ownership compared to what he should be if people are scared off by the knee. All that ownership will pivot to Goddard and Devonta Smith. And then again, Jalen Hurts, 1 to 3%. So I'll definitely have a Hurts lineup. No offense, Ron, but this is a opinion that I value very low. AJ Brown scrubbed his socials. Look, mental health is real. Him not having socials and deleting that, teams always do this. Half the time, that's not even the team. People below 190 pounds, people below 190 pounds just blow up if they step outside when it's cold. You heard it here first. Let's do it again. Let's see how this room adapts. I said it yesterday, and I've been saying it for a while if you've been listening, but Khalil Shakir should have a higher ADP than Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis already ruled out. Finally, that flippening happened. No, Ron, I'm not saying your opinion. I'm saying anyone devaluing AJ Brown because of something on social media is just such an easy fade. Like if AJ Brown deleting things when I believe he's publicly mentioned he's struggled with suicide and depression means nothing to me. And if people are going to overrate that, which has nothing to do with the ability to play football, yeah, I'll just be taking AJ Brown. So this goes without saying, but Josh and Zay Flowers, not the best stack. It's a stack I frankly will never do. There are some rare cases where you need the Zay Flowers piece. I'm more so talking about the FFPC run where, of course, the draft's already completed, but FFPC, where you need to lock in the player you're going to play from the team. I won't be playing 100% AJ Brown, but I'll play in quite a bit. I hear what you're saying, Harbs, but like, what's his backstack? Ravens, Rams, Ravens, Eagles, I guess. I mean, yeah. I guess Josh can just be your advanced rate piece. Yeah, so he's going for Rams. Obviously, I don't want to play the Cowboys. I don't want to play the Chiefs. I mean, I would play the Cowboys, but Dak got taken. That really only leaves one team. And I think, look, I got AJ Brown in the 40s the other day. You can get him there. Yeah, Preston, like maybe $100 is first place. So, no. All right, let's see how people are drafting today. Last night when I did a stream, there was like 3 or so people had no idea what's going on. Don't like what Raging Rhino's doing here either. He went Dallas, and then he just took Cup. Can work. Swish is building a perfectly reasonable team. Seems to be targeting Miami. This guy, we don't have enough info yet if he knows what's going on, but this is a fine start for Ravens. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what our friend with Josh is going for. Maybe he's just pivoting to advance. So he's just taking a bunch of one-offs. And this guy's doing perfectly reasonable. And you guys can see what I'm going for here. How do you have a CMC star and not just end up being a donation? Well, I think what Swish is doing here is pretty reasonable. But yeah, it's hard now. It's hard to get you don't get CMC with Lamar, you don't get CMC with Josh. So you pretty much can only play CMC as a one-off advance rate piece, or you can play him with Miami, or you can play him with Houston, or you can play him with Kansas City, along with everybody else. But yeah, it's tough. Yeah. Confident the one hole doesn't seem to have the best idea of what's going on. We got King, Beaver Shot, and Raging Rhino. So a couple animals with us. I debated playing Chiefs too, but it doesn't make any sense. So he did not play nice. I debated going Smith, but that's okay. Yes, Curtis, but this is a different contest. This is the Gauntlet 2. So you don't have to worry about those teams in this contest. Yeah, I like the Texans to go on a run. I don't believe in the Browns going on a run. The Browns would go on a run with defense. Is that feasible? Sure. I could see the Dolphins beating the Chiefs, but I think the Chiefs are better. Tua is just not a dominating quarterback, period. Tua is a good quarterback, does not have the ability to dominate a game. Mahomes can dominate a game. Could have played Ravens as well here. Taking Njoku in case this guy wants to build out a Philly stack. We're gonna take Shakir. Worked out again today. Pushed the sled. Man, I'm just so tired after working out. A sign that I need to do it more to get back in shape. Yeah, Ron, people have a pretty bad understanding of math as far as where their ROI comes from. Your ROI comes from finishing first. I'm a fan of the younger players. You know, like all the top players are similar nowadays. In the past, you used to have, and I'm going to launch a chess channel, by the way. So if you're into that, stay tuned. But In the past, you used to have like legitimate styles before the computer era. Like you used to have, like Karpov was like a positional guy, and then Kasparov was like a tactician. And that was like the last era of like a legitimate style clash. And now today, are there still some styles like very minutely, but like all the top players are similar. So, but I like to root for the young players. I personally think if you don't know what the candidate cycle is, let's see here. What are we going to do? All right. This time we're going to go Singletary and Schultz. So we're going to play a low-owned Houston stack. Jones Reed makes no sense, Duke. We're playing a Philly Super Bowl. So this at least gives me an out to Super Bowl pieces. No offense to Alexandra, but like, she's not a professional chess player. She's close to my strength. She's strong. She's stronger than me, but not by much. She's a huge chess streamer, right? Which has a huge part of the game. Yeah, there are some guys, right? But yeah, like the candidate cycle, if you're not aware what that is it's the best chess tournament. I recommend you tune into it if you like chess. Wrapping up what I did there, I played. This is annoying. We built Philly, Buffalo, Philly. God damn, I don't even have my phone nearby. I need to get my phone to join this draft. Be right back. All right. Let me join this. Sometimes it doesn't pick up my location on my computer, so I have to join on my phone. And then you can still draft on your computer. All right, well, we're going to figure out what I do with CMC here. So, yeah. What was I saying? The candidates tournament, if you're not aware what that is the tournament between usually it's supposed to be the best 8 chess players who are not the world champion. It's not actually the 8 best in the world, but it's roughly close enough. And there's different ways to get your path there. And that tournament, if you win that tournament, which there is no second place. I mean, there is a second place, but it's meaningless, right? It's a first or nothing, which makes it exciting because high level chess, there's a lot of draws, whatever. So if you win the candidates tournament, you get to play the world championship. Actually, I'm not going to do CMC. Let's do Lamb, just because I don't think I have any Lamb in the Gauntlet too. So yeah, what I think is the most exciting thing for chess is Magnus Carlsen is the best chess player in the world. And it takes a lot. I'm talking about like a lot of time to remain at that level especially in slow chess, where slow chess at my level is fine because people make mistakes. We're not playing like computers. Slow chess at the super grandmaster level is a brutal endeavor because you're playing against computers, just like people memorizing all this computer shit. It's just crazy. So Magnus doesn't want to be world champion anymore, but he doesn't want to do it. And frankly, he's proven himself, right? Like he's defended his title. He's beaten everyone in his generation and the past generation. What I think is possible and what's best for chess is I think he's kind of stated this loosely, is like if Ali Reza Firouzja, who's a 20-year-old who honestly like probably got advice from Magnus and now is more into fashion or something, but if um if someone young, so someone 20, someone less than 25, whatever, someone of the younger generation, which we got Ali Reza in the candidates, who's 20, and we got three Indian players, three Indian grandmasters, which India is going to be the next, already is, but like going to be the next, like by far chess superpower to like rival Russia of the past. Um, if someone young can win the candidates and then go beat Ding Liren, who is like, I was excited that Ding won. I thought it would be good for a chess boom in China, but he's been a lame champion. Like he's not even playing chess, is what it is. He's like a very, you know, he's a very quiet guy. Um, so what I think is best for chess though is if one of the young guys wins the candidates and then go beats Ding, and maybe this young player would need to defend the title even, then I think Magnus would jump back into the candidates and be like, all right, now it's time for me to prove myself against the young generation. So, sure. Let's play it like this. Why did I take Cook over Diggs? Well, you need running back points in the Super Bowl. So, even though I like Diggs to outscore Cook in most games, um, for Super Bowl equity, I like Cook. And I don't really think not many players are going to be incentivized to take Pollard. Maybe only the Lamar drafter, maybe the Josh drafter. And yeah, it's probably more of a unique build doing this. You can really only make money in chess if you are like a top 10 chess player in the world. So, no. There's a lot of money if you're a big chess streamer, which is more of like a new thing, right? Like the highest paid chess player is Levy Rosman, who has tried and cannot reach the grandmaster title, right? He's an international master, which is very, very good. But it's frankly, it's difficult to compete with the kids who got a lot more free time, right? Um, and so like I played poker with a top 100 chess player in the world. Literally, he was rated top 100, which yeah, I mean you have to think about that. Top 100 in the whole world. And he said he could not make a living playing chess. He needs to teach and stuff like that, right? So no, there's really only money if you're an elite chess player. And even that is like kind of bullshit because the truth is, like, you look at someone like Wesley So, who's a top whatever 10 chess player, probably better by rating. So he's taking Dallas as like a maybe just to spite me as advance rate pieces. They're not my favorite advance rate pieces to go with San Francisco, but that's okay because it lets me build differently. And obviously, he doesn't want to play San Fran Dallas Super Bowl. He wants to play San Fran Ravens, which now he's forcing me to play that. So, thank you to him. Well, no, Jewish. He took it as a advance rate piece because he's playing the San Francisco Super Bowl. So, we're going to take Kincaid here and Gus. So now I really think 3 of us are competing for Ravens, which I don't even really like to play the Ravens. But I mean, there is credence to doing stuff like this, right? Because most thinking players are not taking, um, they're not taking their fellow conference guys as one-off. So it's a little unique. I don't think Tony Pollard's a good advance rate piece. That's me. I don't really like Ferguson was never in play for me here because Ferguson would not be a smart pick, in my opinion, for sack. Unless he's trying to build like Dallas, Houston with San Fran as advance rate pieces that lose. Very little, man. Like maybe 5. I don't know. Hey, Ron, appreciate you, brother. Get a beer on me. It'll be fun watching our teams go at it. Hopefully, it'll be a great game. Be back, win or lose, just to have to troll you about the Bills right now. Go back to normal after our teams play. That's fair, Ron. That's fair, man. Talk your shit while you're still alive because life comes quick after Sunday, 1 p.m. Yeah. And so this is like, I think the thought process here was he didn't want to compete with Buffalo 3 ways, right? 1, 2, 3. But what he doesn't realize is by doing this, you force a thinking player at least, like me, to now play Ravens 3 ways. 1, 2, 3. So almost any NFC team was better if you want, because the goal, obviously, he wants to play San Fran, Baltimore. So we'll obviously take Ferguson. And unfortunately, all the like viable Ravens are gone. So I don't even really know what to do here. Shakir's fine. And maybe who we'll pick. And it could be argued I could have passed on Kincaid to go double Ravens there. I don't love it, but it is what it is. And yeah, most times you do this, you won't have to worry about this from the San Fran drafter. I would say, though, the Ravens drafter could have done something like that, and the Josh drafter could have. Let's see how many people know what's going on in this draft. This guy building a perfectly fine team. Kansas City / whoever. This guy's team is fine enough. Buffalo's Ram. Yeah, Mark Andrews at pick 40. This guy's playing San Fran, Baltimore. Harbs is playing San Fran, Miami / Dallas. Taking the hashtag risk that Tua and Hurts won't be taken. And our Ravens fan, our friend, is building Ravens versus Detroit or Tampa, I guess. So 15 seconds. And no, I don't watch many streams of. Actually, I watch no streams of the bow test people. I did go to a party there one time, though, when I lived in New York before she was mega fame. So we got Dallas, Buffalo. I don't think I really have to worry about Gabe Davis being taken. Mostert's still there as well. So let's go Schultz, Singletary, and see who makes it back to me. Yeah, I mean, I have no frame of reference, but Magnus could beat me. I don't know. Very little time. I used to play my students, me with 1 minute and them with 5 minutes. Very rarely lost. So I'm live for Dallas, Ravens, Buffalo, Houston. Obviously, it's not ideal on the Ravens side. I guess I'll take Bateman if he's back. I'll throw Gallup in the queue. I'll throw Gabe in the queue. Throw Rico Dowdle in the queue. Throw Jalen Tolbert in the queue. Let's throw Aguilar in the queue. I don't even effing know what the rotation is in Ravens anymore. I so rarely take them. I think I'll take Bateman. Unless Trent does. Brother, you're looking at a queue with Rico Dowdle, Bateman, Tolbert, and Nelson Aguilar. Gabe Davis. Always kind of been a Nelson Aguilar guy. Let's just take him instead. All right, gang. that is it for me. Please, if you have not subscribed to the channel, we are only 20 away from our mini goal of 3,500 subscribers. So if you appreciate my content, show your love, hit the subscribe button. Enjoy your weekend and go Bills. Hopefully we get some great playoff games.